Morning, everybody. The story today, of course, is going to be the NDX and what does it do. You had earnings out of Big Four, Microsoft, Google, Starbucks, Amazon in particular. Amazon's always amazing to me. The guys can't make any money, haven't made any money for 20 years, but they trade at like 130 PE or something. Kind of a crazy stock. It's all about the future, right? NDX is going to try to break out today. Actually, probably will break out today. It's going to get over the swing point high here on the weekly and these two swing point highs on the daily. Let me grab the daily chart if I can. Monthly, weekly, where's my daily? There's the daily. And, that's the big volume bar. It's going to get over it. It's clearly going to get over it today unless these things totally flop. And with Asia going sideways last night, with Europe up, even though they faded today, I just don't see it fading. So they're probably going to hold this breakout. They're going to get it over the weekly and the daily. So, it's onwards and upwards. It just doesn't stop with these guys. My personal thoughts here, even though my portfolios are at all-time highs, it's a frustrating year because you just really can't put on much exposure. My exposure right now is like 35%, and it's just hard to put exposure on, and that makes it frustrating because you want to have as much money on the table as you can when things are moving. So anyway, that's not the case right now, and just have to live with it. We go to the daily. So on the daily, these things are clearly broken out. So what do we got on an ABC here? 42.62. That's about a 180 onto. It's one is 44. It's about 45, and we're trading at 45. So it's already done the ABCD structure, given the pump this morning. So I don't know. I can't chase this stuff. I'm not going to trade against it, but I can't chase it. If I look over at the in the ESs, right, these guys are still trying to get to their highs, and that spike up yesterday, 2114, they haven't gotten there overnight, and they faded yesterday at the close, if you remember, and they basically were at the highs. 2109 was the high before on the futures. So, and now this ABCD, of course, points a lot higher, but of course this is the weakest one, so I can't get too excited about it either. 2038, it's roughly 70, 2130, and we're trading at 2113. So maybe another 18 points if in fact this thing really gets going. There are no resistant points above us. I mean, the only ones really are here on the E-minis, and it's right where we're at. So I think you have to think more about where can the thing fade to if it starts to turn, although I don't expect it to turn today. Let's bring this in on a 5-minute, and that price point would be about 45.02. If we fade back into this area, something, and get up underneath, in particular, the bottom of this bar, then something's not quite right, and that's 44.98. That would be 12 points down. Now, that's not a huge amount, but you really shouldn't trade back down below there. You should hold that. Let's pull it out just a little bit. Yeah, and that corresponds with this area here. And you see that price is 44.89, so about 44.89 would be kind of the key spot. Really shouldn't trade that low. Yeah, that gives it about, what is that, about 10? It's about 20 points. So that would be my take. If you trade down here again, something's definitely wrong. If you trade below this, is my point, right? 44.90, that big bar is 44.89. That's the buy point if this thing fades. If it gets under that, then then you know, with these earnings, then something's awry. It's not right. So that's where I'd be looking to try to buy the index if I were going to try to fade trade it today. Let's look over at the other two markets that have been of interest lately. Oil. Okay, so oil tries to go back up, test the top, didn't quite get there. Let me see where it's trading today. Oil market trading slightly higher. Gold market's trading down 7.5. So oil, you still got to wait for it to test that top before you short. And gold, so GDX, let's see how that one traded yesterday. It's just still sideways, trying to get over this. Gold trading down today. Boy, it's just hard here. Just hard for this thing to get going. And a lot of that has to do with the currencies. Currencies are flat today. And bonds, what are bonds doing? Bonds are down again. So bonds have been getting beat up since they broke those swing point lows. Bonds are going to try to trade. They're going to try to trade all the way back to this gap down bar. So the next spot on bonds is probably about 125.92. Yesterday was actually a good fade trade if you were looking at bonds. I didn't pay attention much yesterday. I was busy. But that would be the fade trade. And they're already down today, and I would expect they're going to try to continue going down. So the real story today is, what does the NDX do, and can the SPX get pulled up as a result of the NDX? And I'll be around a little bit more today. I'm still working on coding, trying to get some things done. You know, I've had a lot of things on my plate, and so we'll see if we can get this stuff pushed out pretty soon. All right, I'll see you in a little bit.